Hello Live Wires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. Today I'm making some beautiful heart pendants. We are using 20 gauge wire. I have beads, I have my ring cone and round forms, and my tools. I call the first one my Mimi hearts because my daughter came up with this design when she was little. She just folded the wire in half and said, "Look, Mom, it's a heart." So I love to use these hearts and then just tighten them up with a round form. So I'm using the end of a Crayola marker. It's a nice size, and then we're going to hold the wire right on the end of the marker and bring it around. Hold it with your thumb and bring it around to form the heart shape. You can straighten out those wires, and that's the beginning point. And then we're going to make sure it's even. We're going to hold it and we will crisscross the wires and turn it around into a twist. So that'll hold the wires together, and then we're going to just push them beside each other so we can cut them at the same length. And then we're going to split them. And using the end of our ring cone, we're going to make a kind of spiral. We're going to bring it around and then take the end with our round pliers, and just with a flick of the wrist, we're going to close a little loop on the end of the wire. And then we're going to bring it in to tighten up that spiral. So this is one way that I like to do spirals on a cone. And the other way is just take the end with the round pliers and slowly bring it in. I kind of rub the wire with my finger to curve it, and then just go in with the round pliers, and just with little tiny bends, we're going to bring it around to form the spiral. Just go gently with it. You can adjust the spirals so they're even. I like these small round nose pliers. They're stainless steel. I'll link up all my tools in the description. To hang the heart, we'll take a separate piece of 20 gauge wire and we'll make a little loop about 1 inch from the end, and then bend it up at a bit of an angle. And from there we are going to hang the heart just in that middle loop there. Just bring it down so it's attached, and then we want to hold the end with the tweezer nose pliers and wind one of the wires around to secure it in place. And then we're going to clip it with the flush cutters and just pinch in that little pokey end. And from there, I'm going to put on a 6mm glass faceted bead. And then we want to do a loop above that. So I'm just bent the wire back at an angle and then around to make a little loop. Hold it with the flat pliers and bend the end around. Pull it nice and snugly. And then we're going to clip it with the flush cutters. Take your tweezer nose pliers and pinch in the pokey end. Do any little adjustments that you need. And there's our first heart. So for the second one, again, we'll use about 8 inches of 20 gauge artistic wire. This wire comes in many beautiful colors. Bend it in half, and then we're just going to form a simple heart. Again, using the Crayola marker, hold it with your thumb and turn it around the end of the marker. If you want it smaller, use the other end of the marker and just wiggle it around so the loop's a little smaller. Straighten out the ends. Do the same on the other side. Make it as even as you can. You can also make asymmetrical hearts. So I'm going to make the spirals first. I'm going to hold the wire on the ring cone and spiral it around. Flip it around and do the other spiral slightly smaller and slightly higher than the first one. So we haven't gone around as many times. We're going to clip the ends flush on both sides. Use our round nose pliers, take the end and turn it into a closed loop. And then we're going to push it and collapse that spiral to make it flat. And then we'll do the same on the other side. You could actually use a thicker wire and hammer it to make this heart a little flatter. If you like, the sky is the limit with these designs. So if you're going to hammer it, I would hammer it at this point, and then we're going to hook the ends together. You never want to hammer if you have overlapping wires. So now we have it completed, and we're just going to hook the two wires together, and they're just going to hold in place that way. So there we have the heart, basic shape. And now of course you need a way to hang it up, so we'll just cut a piece of 22 gauge wire. You could use 20 if you like. We're going to start by making a loop and then bend the wires down on either side. So now we want to attach the loop to the heart, hold it in place, and then take the ends of the wire and wind it around. You can wind the ends around 2 or 3 times. Just depends on what kind of look that you're going for. So bring it around on one side, flip it, and then we're going to wind it on the other side. Just go through and again. Make sure you're tugging the wire so there's no slack. You can grab it with the flat pliers if it's easier to hold. Wiggle it around so it's nice and tight. Make sure it's nice and snug on both sides. And then we're going to clip those ends flush. These are the Xuron flush cutters. Just clip it nice and flush and pinch in those little pokey ends with the flat pliers. You don't want any little scratchy bits. And you can actually bring those coils in together. Now you can add a jump ring to hang it, or you can take the loop and give it a half turn and put it directly on a chain or a cord. Let's do any last minute adjustments. And there you go with a simple design with no beads. Now for the last design, again we'll start with 8 inches of 20 gauge artistic wire. We are going to make a kind of infinity sign loop at the top. So it's kind of teardrop shape. You can make them round if you want, but I like the teardrop shape so it looks like an infinity sign. And then take the marker again and wind it around to form the top of the heart, and then take your tweezer nose pliers and give it a sharp little bend up behind that infinity sign, and do the other side of the heart. Try to make them even if that's the look you're going for. Just wiggle it around, and then you have your heart shape. Adjust it as you need. And now as the first one, I'm just going to hold it and twist, twist, twist to attach it at the bottom. And we're going to clip it a little shorter than the first time, about 3/4 of an inch. Take the end and just wind it around to make a very small little spiral. Do the same on the other side. Just a wee spiral. And then take the flat pliers to pinch it so it's flat. Adjust it as you need. And there we have the beginning part. And if you want to add a bead, get some more 20 gauge wire, make a little loop at the bottom, and add a 6mm glass faceted bead. Clip it to 3/8 to 1/2 inch. grab it with your round pliers, bend it back a bit and around. Do a little loop, and then we can hook it in the middle of the heart and pinch it in with your tweezer nose pliers. So there's the finished pendant, and I'll link up some other tutorials for heart pendants and earrings, including some hearts that are made with the Artistic Wire Deluxe Jig Kit. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.